Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Prime Universe Deluxe Class Arcee. Brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below. Head on over to the old Instagram, give him a follow, let him know I sent you, as always. But remember, don't be a jerk, or he just might break your legs. That said, he was nice enough to hook me up with this figure because he knew I had the Knockout, which we will be looking at in the next couple of days here. And not for nothing, along with Transformers Animated, Transformers Prime is one of my favorite Transformers TV shows of all time. I mean, there's actually not a lot of them that are like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I mean, Beast Wars, the writing was good, but the animation is super dated. G1 was fine, but some of the episodes were filler. Whereas Transformers Prime and Transformers Animated, seems like there was a really cohesive story going throughout those, and well, that's probably why I like them so much. Although I guess Animated had some filler ones, but Prime seemed very mature for its time. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Arcee has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with these two little clear blue discs. You can't see them because they're clear. And also, I don't have them. Evil Villain did not have those at the time he sent me this figure, so I don't have them for this review. But you might as well just buy a third-party upgrade kit for this figure because her weapons sucked anyways. There's plenty of third-party kits out there that have her traditional arm blades and her blaster. You're better off picking up one of those. I myself might do that eventually. That said, her only other accessory is the back wheel, which can pop off and split in half and become some kind of drone shield thing. I don't know. It's staying attached because, not for nothing, the wheel is a pain in the nuts to put back together. I'll talk about that more in vehicle mode, though. But as far as the figure goes, it's not bad. It's fine. It's a little chunky, but it's supposed to be more of a G1-ified version of the Prime design. I would have liked these wheels to store on the backs of her legs. I think that would have made her a little slick, a little more slick, and then maybe slim the arms out. But other than that, it's okay. It's not bad. As far as articulation goes, her head can look side to side. She can look up pretty far. Down, she can tilt side to side a little bit. Shoulders pop out, back down, rotate all the way around. Single jointed elbow that does rotate, as well as wrist swivel, which is interesting to see on a Deluxe. She does have a little waist swivel and even a bit of an ab crunch, but that's mostly due to transformation. Hips can kick out, back down, forward, back. She's got a single jointed knee, and then she does have a little ankle tilt, and her toes do kind of crunch up there. So, not a bad little figure, but not perfect. I think Bulkhead and Thundertron are probably the best ones I have from this Prime Universe subline thus far. I do have Cliff Jumper and Smokescreen on pre-order over at ye old BBTS, where I buy most of my stuff. Another thing, I would have liked these wings to have been higher so you could actually have her shoulder wings, but I guess that's just another flaw with transformation and this rather G1-ified Prime design, is those wings aren't able to go up any more than that. So standing her up as best as I can because she's a little loose. Not as bad as Knockout, though. Stay tuned for that. But let's bring in our two regulars. Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from a few loose joints here and there, and some aesthetic choices that the fine folks over at Hasbro made that I personally don't agree with, mostly the wheels on the legs. I would like those to have been on her back and her back wings to have been a little bit higher up. And then, of course, there are the crappy weapons they chose to give her. I really like this figure. She's fun to pose. You can pose the crap out of this little gal here. And I don't even think the original Transformers Prime figures could pose this well. Granted, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want cartoon accurate Transformers Prime figures, your best bet is to track down the OG first editions, or I think there are some knockoffs of those first editions that are pretty spot on to the animation models. Not perfect, but at least in Arcee's case, I've heard that that is a really solid representation of how she appeared in the Transformers Prime series. So, with that being said, before we wrap this sucker up, why don't we get this little lady transformed to take a closer look at her vehicle mode. And as promised, here we have good old Arcee in her motorcycle mode, or road racer, as I used to call it as a kid mode, or crotch rocket, if you're chicka-bow-wow into kinky stuff like that. And not for nothing, it's a really nice alt mode. It's got a kickstand that you can fold up, so you can roll her around. It compresses really nice. Actually looks like what it's supposed to look like. This front wheel can turn. And the pipe is blast effect compatible. So, a very nice little alt mode. All things considered. A little difficult to get her into said alt mode, but a very nice alt mode nonetheless. I will say, the most difficult part is probably getting the tires to snap together. I don't know why that's so hard. I remember back in the day I used to have a couple of motorcycle Transformers, and the wheels would compress and be two shuriken-shaped halves, and it would be much, much easier because you knew what you were doing. You could see what you were doing. With this figure, I can't really figure that out. Just kind of throw caution to the wind and hope it lines up. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.